We just got firmware 1.0.1 for the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, but the next firmware update is already being tested and it's going to be released very soon. Will it improve the functionality of older LP-E6NH batteries? Will it deliver new capabilities? But before we get to the details, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, helps this channel grow, and keeps you up to date on the latest camera coverage. Canon Rumors just published a story saying that the next Canon EOS R5 Mark II firmware update will come with new features alongside the usual bug fixes. And this isn't the first time that Canon Rumors has teased that the R5 Mark II will indeed get new features or enhanced capabilities. On September the 18th, Canon Rumors said, "We were told that there will be a worthwhile feature update or two." And this isn't really a surprise. It's not a surprise that the last firmware update, 1.0.1, didn't introduce any new capabilities or enhanced capabilities because the first few updates, well, they're usually dedicated to housekeeping, fixing those annoying bugs or issues that people complain about. And granted, this time around, we didn't get any major issues like overheating, regardless of whether the camera was in a fridge or not. And one thing to keep in mind when it comes to the rumor business, it's a bit like a rolling wave. We might have something today, but that could change by tomorrow because, well, until a company actually announces something, nothing's set in stone. But I think it's safe to say that we are definitely going to get some new capabilities and enhancements coming up. May not be in the very next firmware update, but I can guarantee you we are going to see new capabilities. The 5 series is Canon's most popular camera line, and the R5 Mark I, the follow-up to the 5D Mark IV, received an awful lot of love from customers. Once the overheating was dealt with, the great thing about the R5 is once you bought it, every few months it felt like Canon was gifting you new capabilities, not just fixing bugs, but giving us a much improved autofocus system. And yes, the R6 Mark II certainly beat that, as well as the R3, but you got to remember the R5, when it first came out in 2020, had the best autofocus system out there. We also saw improvements to, well, video. We got Canon Log 3. And we also, by firmware 1.6, solved all those overheating issues. So I'm pretty sure that Canon learned from that lesson, and the R5 Mark II probably already has a roadmap of various bug fixes as well as new capabilities planned. The only question is, will we see 1.0.2 next, or will it be 1.1? And with that being said, Canon Rumors is already walking back that statement just a little bit, knowing full well that Canon could decide to release just a minor fix pack, a 1.0.2, a 1.1 even, that just delivers bug fixes and doesn't yet deliver any new capabilities or enhancements. Remember, when it came to the Mark I, which was, well, I guess it started shipping a month earlier than the Mark II, we didn't really start to see any new capabilities until, what was it, November? Actually, no, it was 1.3.1, and that was in May of 2021. 3/4 of a year, and that saw Canon Log 3, raw light, 120 frames per second in 1080, and the ability to save our camera settings. And maybe you're like me, you'd rather see the first few firmware updates dedicated to solving all those annoying issues. And while I've been running firmware 1.0.1, well, since it came out, I haven't noticed any issues. I haven't noticed any deltas, any changes in what I've noticed. But then again, there is one thing that I didn't notice any issues with, but it wasn't part of the release notes. And it was widely reported that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, prior to firmware 1.0.1, whenever you saved your settings to a custom mode, it would be rather selective. It's almost as though that Digic accelerator chip, the AI chip, was thinking, yeah, no, I'm not in the mood. I'm not saving those settings. And it was rather frustrating. I had a bit of a sense of deja vu. Now, I have updated my, I think it was C1, one of my custom settings, but I only changed one thing and I saved it and it was there. It didn't change. So I don't think that one's been fixed. And based on what I'm hearing from a lot of you, I get a sense that it's still there, so hopefully that is resolved in the next firmware update. There's nothing worse than spending hours going through the manual, figuring out how you want to set up your custom modes 1, 2, and 3, saving the information, and then finding out the next day while you're shooting, it didn't save, or at least not all of the settings. That would be annoying. But Canon did give us a hint as to one new, shall we say, enhanced capability. According to DP Review, Canon said that it will release a firmware update later this year to let the EOS R5 Mark II record 23.98 and 24 frames per second in video, even with older LPE6NH batteries. There will still be some limitations when using LPE6NH batteries instead of LPE6P batteries. I don't know how Canon's engineered the R5 Mark II, but I find it really frustrating that with the Mark I, I can record 4K fine with those LPE6NH batteries. But with the R5 Mark II, the mode that I use most often can't. I mean, I've got how many of them here? I've got a bunch of these LPE6NH batteries. 3 of them, in fact, and they're not anywhere close to going on the trash heap. Canon, please, come on. The R5 Mark I was able to record 4K fine using LPE6NH batteries, and 4K 120, again, using these on the R5. So, you know, please, at least give us the same capabilities in the R5 Mark II that the LPE6 batteries could deliver in the Mark I. I mean, makes perfect sense to me why we can't have that. And if you're giving us a firmware update before the end of this year, and according to Canon rumors, it's before the end of the month, no reason you can't put that in there, right? I get that these have a bit more power to push out, but come on. I'm not asking for much, am I? And another thing that Canon recently said on their website in Japanese is that if you just purchased the R5 Mark II and you weren't part of that pre-order, it could take, are you ready for this, 6+ months for delivery. And this is found on their apologies for not shipping page. However, from feedback from multiple retailers here in North America, the R5's in stock. You can find it. It's in a lot of places. Now, in some places here in Canada, I have found that there is a bit of a queue, and in Europe, there's still queues and more shipments are coming. Waiting 6+ months, I don't really see that happening. And right now, I just checked stock. Adorama and B&H both have stock of the R5 Mark II. So we believe that this message is for the local Japanese market, and it's also likely that Canon's being a little bit too conservative with their estimates. Shipments continue to Europe and the Americas. I have heard some feedback from viewers that we are getting units shipped again in Asia, but I don't have a lot of validation. So if you're in Asia, go ahead and let me know. Are you getting your R5 Mark II? When did you order it? Did you pre-order it? Have you received it? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Now, if you are interested in purchasing the R5 Mark II from Adorama or B&H, then please consider using my affiliate links down below in the description. These guys right here, because, well, to be honest with you, it's what keeps this channel on the air, and it's very much appreciated. A big thanks to all of you that pre-ordered using my links for the July 17th live stream. Having trouble speaking. It's been a long day, folks. I'm recording this Monday evening instead of Tuesday morning when you're watching it. But a big thanks to all of you that use my pre-order links, my affiliate links. It's very much appreciated. But there's something else you also need to be aware of. Right now, the R5 Mark I is currently on sale at $29.99. Now, lately I've been seeing it oscillate between $28.99 and $29.99. And I wouldn't be surprised if next month on Black Friday, we could even see that price go down a little bit further. But if you look at if you look at factory, what do they call it when they send it back? Refurbished units, you can see those for around $2,000, and used units are around $2,000 or less. And I was just talking to a retailer here in Canada, a used R5 in Canadian dollars, $3,000. That's half the price of the R5 Mark II in Canada at $6,600 after taxes. So that's a huge price difference. So please consider that in mind. One other thing though, if you do use my pre-order links for Adorama, B&H, or Amazon.com, I could get anywhere from 2 to 5% back should you purchase anything. But again, thanks to everybody that has used my links in the past. And if the R5 Mark I, even with the discounts, even as a used unit, is still a bit too expensive, take a look at all the links that I have in the description. There's some 20 to 30 cameras from Canon and Nikon that are on sale, deeply discounted. Even the R100, the last time I checked, was $160, $180 off. We're seeing some really incredible deals. At the bottom end of the market, like the R100, all the way to the top end of the market, such as the not the R, it's the 1DX Mark III, the R3, and of course the Nikon Z8. I haven't seen the Z9 on sale at all. Maybe there was a few that snuck under the radar, but that camera's holding steady. But considering it's already priced $1,000 less than the 1DX Mark III, the Sony A9 Mark II, and about $800 less than the R1, which isn't even shipping yet. It's supposed to start shipping on November the 26th. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. One other thing I might ask, if you've actually overheard anything around the water cooler or from trade shows, you just overheard some information that my viewers would love to hear about upcoming cameras, firmware updates, or anything like that, please consider reaching out to me. I keep everything 100% anonymous, and my email address can be found on the front page of this channel. You just have to kind of click on this little obscure hypertext link, and you'll have access to my email. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great day, a great week, and we'll see you again soon.